of this year's government shutdown, and now lawmakers are hoping they can find some common ground on the issue. If Congress doesn't act soon, millions of Americans could see their health insurance premiums spike, potentially by more than 75%, if Obamacare tax subsidies aren't extended.
There needs to be a plan.
Organelle for 15. Bold choice, but they're here in 10 and you're not ready. That eyeshadow? So fire.
26 days before those tax credits expire, some lawmakers announced they have plans to avoid the cost increase.
We put a plan together, and we did it in a great bipartisan way with a lot of people who are very common sense members of Congress.
In the House, Republicans and Democrats released what they call the Common Ground Framework. It would extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits for a year, adding income limits and other guardrails.
My understanding that the Common Ground Framework has the support, perhaps, of a handful.
Beef bourguignon. Bold choice, but they're here in 10 and you're not ready. That eyeshadow? So fire. Know what else is fire? Your kitchen. Seriously. Fire.
Get into Tech Products help protect you from you. In DC with more.
Healthcare was at the center of this year's government shutdown, and now lawmakers are hoping they can find some common ground on the issue. If Congress doesn't act soon, millions of Americans could see their health insurance premiums spike, potentially by more than 75%, if Obamacare tax subsidies aren't extended.
There needs to be a plan. To not put one forward is idiotic.
The Kaiser Family Foundation warns as many as 4 million Americans won't be able to afford health care. Now, with just 26 days before those tax credits expire, some lawmakers announced they have plans to avoid the cost increase.
We put a plan together, and we did it in a great bipartisan way with a lot of people who are very common sense members of Congress.
In the House, Republicans and Democrats released what they call the Common Ground Framework. It would extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits for a year, adding income limits and other guardrails.
My understanding that the Common Ground Framework has the support, perhaps, of a handful of members of the House of Representatives, less than 10.
But so far, Democratic leadership isn't on board with the Common Ground approach, instead supporting a 3-year extension of the tax credits.
This is a good faith proposal.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune promised Democrats a vote, but didn't promise that it would pass. This weekend, House Republicans are expected to huddle around their own ideas to try to come up with something that works. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says he wants a vote on some proposal by this Thursday. Reporting in Washington, I'm Trevor Shirley.
Okay, thank you, Trevor. We are now going to send it over to meteorologist Noah Trombley for a look at our Friday afternoon forecast. Good afternoon, Noah. Definitely a chilly one out there. I know we had some fog earlier in Lawton today. We saw it on the tower cam, but the day is relatively clearing up. Is that right?
Yeah, we're definitely going to see temperatures warm back up as we head throughout this afternoon. Not going to see those bitterly cold temperatures we saw yesterday. Clear to mostly clear skies on satellite and radar. There's a bit of cloud cover trying to move into southeastern portions of Texoma. It shouldn't be here for too much longer, but it could linger around for the rest of the afternoon. Current temperature already up to 50 degrees in Wichita Falls, so definitely, like I said, a much warmer day than we already were yesterday. Amarillo 47, Oklahoma City at 45. Currently no wind chill for Wichita Falls, but Oklahoma City feels like 40 and Amarillo feels like 44 degrees. So we have more sunshine and a slight warm up as we go into this upcoming weekend, and then after that we are looking even warmer as we go into next week. I'll get your full forecast come up in just a few minutes, guys.
Well, with it being pretty cold through most of this week, a lot of people looking forward to that warming up next week. Thank you, Noah. Well, in Quanah, City Council is thinking about converting the Three Rivers Ballroom into a convention center. This would redirect hotel occupancy tax funds from the Chamber of Commerce to the ballroom. During the recent council meeting, Councilor John Jackson supported the proposal, arguing the money is not being spent the way it's supposed to be, and adding the city can't legally fund the Chamber of Commerce. He emphasized the funds should be spent following the explicit guidelines, while the longest-serving councilor, Shane Lance, opposed the idea.
The money's not supposed to be intermingled with any other money, and right now we just don't know. All I know is that if it's right, everything's good. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
If the chamber loses its funding, it's going to hurt our local businesses. All of this that being brought to council is being done without an attorney guiding us.
Jackson highlighted whether the Chamber of Commerce actually receives the funds or if they go to the Visitors and Information Bureau. He pointed out events like the Christmas Bazaar do not contribute to tourism, whereas Lance mentioned the annual Fall Fest, which attracts thousands of visitors and fills local hotels. The inability to find city records online and the lack of legal advice for 5 months have also raised concerns. Now, the 2026 budget is now posted online.
Well, developers and residents are discussing a proposed data center in Graham as frustrations boiled over. The room was split at the city council meeting and public lunch and learn yesterday, with some residents saying the project could bring needed jobs and investment, while others fear it could drain water resources and permanently alter land they depend on. The proposed project, Saltworks Data Center, would occupy 850 acres, potentially bringing dozens of jobs and millions in taxable value. Developers say they held the meeting to address concerns, but many residents say the information they've received so far is not enough. One of those residents says if the deal does go through, the company should not receive a tax abatement.
They should not get a tax abatement. The taxpayers of Young County should not subsidize an entity such as this. They're already getting federal government subsidies at a tone of billions of dollars. We don't need to do that.
Now, the deal is not a go just yet, as the county and development team still have more finalizations to go. Well, switching gears now, listen to this. A newborn baby and his mother are doing well after a roadside birth late last month.
According to a post from the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, on November 22nd, Trooper Tyler Shelby was patrolling in Grady County in southwest Oklahoma when he responded to a woman in labor. He found a Camaro pulled over with the woman in active labor in the passenger seat. Shelby reportedly told the woman to stay calm and not push, but it was too late. Trooper Shelby delivered his first baby, a boy named Finley.
An ambulance arrived shortly after, and both the mother and the newborn were taken to the hospital. They're apparently both doing great, and Shelby says about the entire ordeal, quote, "All I did was play catch."
How about
something
that?
like that.
Yes.
I mean, wow, I'm glad they're doing well. That is some quick thinking, some good action.
Absolutely. And just imagine growing up and knowing you were born in that spur of a moment where somebody else was helping, and hopefully they build a relationship where they can meet up again.
I know. A baby boy birthed in a car on the side of the road. They should have named him Carson.
Ah, that's clever.
I know, but Finley's great too. Congratulations to all of them. But coming up tonight, the Bryson community is rallying around a family who suffered a horrific loss just last month.
And tonight at 5, you're invited to a benefit for Evelyn Contreras and her 4-year-old son after her husband and 1-year-old son were killed in a Jack County crash in mid-November. The crash also claimed the life of 3 teenagers. And tonight's benefit will include a cornhole tournament, a silent auction, cash bar, bounce houses, and a Christmas gift drop-off for the family. Entries into the cornhole tournament are $50.
It'll be at the Painted Lakes Ranch. It's located at 1728 FM 1191. And if you can't make it but would still like to donate, we have the link to the GoFundMe over on our website. And you can also donate in person at Sierra Bank in Bryson. More on that on our website. Well, switching gears now. Tomorrow, downtown Wichita Falls will be filled with Christmas cheer, and it's all for the 33rd Annual City Lights Festival and Parade.
Bring the entire family for Christmas fun, featuring Santa at the park, story readings, and photo opportunities. Plus, some of our KFDX teammates will be throwing out candy. Now, festivities begin at 5 in downtown Wichita Falls, and then the parade with over 40 different floats this year. That's going to start at 7.
Now, starting at 3 tomorrow, some closures to be aware of. Downtown, 8th and 9th Streets from Austin to Ohio, 8th Street from Broad to Burnett, including side streets, and Bluff and Burnett Streets from 7th to 8th will all be closed. Now, for a look at the parade routes, just check out this story over on our website. But coming up a little later, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas over in New York. And wait till you hear how massive this year's tree is, and its Swarovski crystal topper is, and a look at who performed in the ceremony. That and more in today's Entertainment Report.
Plus, we've got Rusty from the Humane Society of Wichita County. He's looking for his forever home. We'll introduce you right after your No One Knows Weather forecast with meteorologist Noah Trombley. Stay with us.
You're watching KFDX 3 News at Noon with Jalen Wells, Natalie McCain, and weather with Noah Trombley. Closed captioning on KFDX is sponsored by Hamilton Bryan Furniture and Appliance.
It's the ultimate hockey experience. The Allen Americans are back. Join us at the Credit Union of Texas Event Center for heart-pounding action, unforgettable moments, and a community that bleeds red, white, and blue. Bring your family and friends and enjoy amazing food, fun activities, and the thrill of live hockey. Feel the rush as the Allen Americans battle it out on the ice. Get tickets today at AllenAmericans.com and join the adventure. Allen Americans Hockey, where every game is a win.
At Hickory Recovery Network, we are dedicated to being a national leader in the treatment of substance use and co-occurring mental health disorders. Our mission is to provide compassionate, structured, and evidence-based care through our expanding network. Now in Texas, Hickory Treatment Center at Longview offers a comprehensive residential treatment program designed to help individuals build a foundation for lasting recovery. If you or a loved one needs help, call Hickory's 24/7 admissions team or visit HickoryTreatmentCenters.com today.
The bravest person I know is my daughter, Cynthia.
My friend Sean, and he was in the Air Force.
One of the bravest things he ever did wasn't when he first enlisted. It was when he found his first support group.
It was when he asked to move in with me and my mom.